Okay, here we go. Let me ask you a question. How do most businesses traditionally compete in the marketplace? How do they make their offering more attractive than their competitors? Well, traditionally it's price. That's what we're taught is, go out and create a great product or service and then try to offer at the lowest price we can to beat all our competitors. Well, I would tell you actually that's the wrong way to do it and it's kind of backwards. My name is Robert Poole, and today I'm going to show you the consequences of, lowering our prices and trying to compete on price, and definitely being the low price leader is the wrong way to go. What we want to do is be the premium solution in the market, and I'll show you why. But first of all, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got all kinds of great stuff coming out every week. Hit the like and notification button, all that good stuff, all that YouTube stuff, and so we can get the words out to more business owners. But let's talk about the subject for today. If we've got two choices. We can compete on price in a low cost way, even be the low price leader, or it can be premium. Let's talk about what the low cost offer is. What if we're going to be sort of the low end? What's the benefit to that? Well, what happens is, you're basically buying business, so to speak, and of course the obvious that, undercuts your margins and reduces profit, and because of that, you got to sell more, and the bigger thing is that you've constantly got to lower your prices because there's always another competitor who's going to come in and try to undercut you. And the problem is that in the real world, there's always somebody going to have deeper pockets than you, can afford to take more losses than you, and can always compete, at a level that's different if you solely going on price. And if you look at it by offering that low price and lowering your margins, what do? You have to, cut costs and you have to hire less competent people. You have to put less into your product or service, less investing into your business, all those good things, and more importantly, it attracts the wrong type of customers. I mean, let's think about it. If you know what your dream customer looks like, their attributes, how they think, the demographics behind all of them, I guarantee not somewhere in there is not, they're looking for the lowest price out there. We don't want those people because it attracts, having a low price attracts people who can't afford, a premium solution, and they don't see the value in your product or service. So they're not willing to pay for it. It also makes good buyers very nervous. I mean, think about it. Just give you an example. If you walked into a Ferrari dealership, and you said, "Hey, I'm going to go buy an expensive car today," and I have no idea what Ferraris cost, but let's just say it's, there's one that's $250,000, and you walk in there and say, "I want that car." Salesperson walks up to you and you say, "Oh yeah, I like that car over there," or whatever, and he says, "Hey, it's your lucky day. It's for 250,000 is the normal price, but today can sell it to you for $20,000." Now, what's immediately going off in your mind? What's wrong with it? Because you shouldn't be able to get a good price like that, and so it's actually lowering the price, whether it's legitimate or not. There's something wrong. It sends off all these signals in the buyer. So it goes back to that, you get what you pay for mentality that we all have ingrained in us, and so, even in our company, we've made this mistake for many years when we were first get started. We were very low cost in our industry. We were the low price leader because we knew that was the way to get a lot of people in the door. But we literally had people on the phone that would ask our sales reps, what's the catch here? How do you guys do this? There's no way you could do this for this low. And it was actually, we turned it into an objection. We were kind of asking for problems, and it was because our pricing was so low. And so what else is there a problem with low pricing? It gets zero loyalty. When you're attracting customers who are, focused only on price and are going with you because of the price, they have zero loyalty to you. And again, if a competitor with deep pockets comes in, and even for 6 months, they can undercut you by 10%, those people who are focused on price, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to jump ship, And those same people are also the ones that try to negotiate even lower prices with you. You know, you already got your price way down here, and they think, well, if they're doing that, then I can probably get them to go further. You know, but also, what does it tell our customers subconsciously? It basically devalues our product or offering in their eyes and turns it into a commodity. Again, focusing on price. And if think about it, if they don't value and don't see the value in a product or service, and they don't think that they're getting much more than they paid for it, they won't use it. And if they won't use it, they're not going to be repeat buyers, and they're certainly not going to tell their friends and colleagues and family about it and all that, other than telling people, hey, I got a great deal on this thing, this commodity, that I got a super low price. And so who does that, encourage to come to you? Again, more people who are looking for just a low price and they don't care about value. And, I would say of all these, the number one reason that we don't want to be, the low price leader is that it's not good for the customer. We're supposed to be in business to be providing a solution, the best solution we can for our customers. If we're cut our margins so low that, it's just not feasible for us to give them fantastic customer service, the fantastic buying process, all the extra features, all the things that they deserve as our customers, and we know that they need to make our product or service work and get the maximum to solve their solution. And we just simply can't do it if we're constantly focused on price and cutting our margins down. So it's actually a good thing for our customers if we charge more, and we're doing them a disservice if we don't charge. So and there's also a concept that, again, we talked about a competitor coming in and undercutting you. And one of the problems is that, let's say you're the low price leader, and that's how you market yourself out there. Everybody knows that in that particular industry or market, you are the low price leader by substantially. The problem is that, just unlike the Olympics, hey, you got the gold, silver, and bronze or whatever. Hey, if you don't get the gold, the silver is pretty good. I mean, that's still very impressive. In business and in a marketplace, you're either number one, or you shouldn't even compete. Because if you look at studies on different marketplaces, there is the number one person who wins the most market share, and then it drastically drops off for number two, how much market share they have of the competitor, and then you look at 3, 4, and beyond, and they're just minuscule parts of the market share. So there's only advantage to being number one. So basically, there's no advantage to being number two. So the problem is, if the difference between number two and number 22 isn't that much. But again, if somebody comes in very easily and can undercut you, what are you doing? All the time you're lowering your price, and it's a race to the bottom. So, we don't want to do that, And so what's the alternative, So we've got the being low price or low pricing. But what I've said is, I call it premium pricing. These are for the people that are willing to pay for, the value that they're getting. Of course, you don't run into what I just talked about, where you've got to worry about somebody undercutting you, because if you're the premium leader in the market, everybody is underneath you price-wise. And so you completely eliminate that. You also increase your margin. So you have to sell less units, so to speak, or less of your service because you have an increased margin. When you keep cutting your price constantly, you've got to make that up in volume. So volume creates extra work and all that kind of stuff. And that extra margin, again, is the antithesis of what we talked about before in taking care of the customer. We can spend a lot more money. We can spend time and resources on giving our customers exactly what they want and we know that they need. We can give them that premium experience. We can give them the result that they're looking for, which, if you've seen some of my other videos, I talk about, not selling features and benefits, but selling results. People are there for a reason. And so if we want to truly solve it and give them the result that they're looking for, hard to do on a short or a very thin margin. So, but if we've got premium, we can spend a lot of money and we can spend a lot of resources making sure that it's the absolute best result that we can get for our customers, and they'll also respect your company and respect your team a lot more when it's, when you're dealing with a solution that's a higher end solution, that's a premium solution. You'll notice that because of the types of customers you're getting, they treat your team differently. They have respect for your company. They're not looking at you as they're just lowly salespeople trying to make a buck or whatever. And that's what happens in commodities situations again, where you've got your focused on price and they're focused on price, and they don't really respect you. They don't care about your company. And again, where does that go into? Loyalty, referrals, repeat buyers, all that good stuff. Um, and what's funny about premium is that, it really goes back to helping our customers in the sense that it boosts their ego. It sounds bad, but people need to feel important. This is probably 5, 6 years ago. I've lived in the same house for, at this point, like 20 years. And I have a neighbor who's probably lived, probably 10 years, and it's a couple. And I can't say, unfortunately, I don't know their names, and they don't know me. Not because I haven't reached out and tried to, but they're just not interested in, being neighbors and chit chatting and all that stuff. So having that, one-on-one relationship, and that's fine. We've all got that in our neighborhood. All that time when I moved in, I never met them. They didn't say anything. They never made any effort to introduce themselves, etc. All the times, since then, never had anything until one night. The wife came home and she bought a new car, and she bought it was some kind of Mercedes. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't a super high end one, but it was a nice Mercedes. And I just happened to be standing in the driveway, and she pulled into her driveway. She jumped out of her car and ran over to me like I was her best friend and wanted me to come over and see her new car. And so, being polite, so I came over and she was giving me the grand tour. Like I said, she didn't even know my name. She didn't care, but she was so proud of that she just bought that premium car, that she wanted somebody to show it to. Now, do you think that if she bought, a Nissan Sentra, nothing wrong with Nissan, that she would be running over to have me come over and look at her fancy car? No, because it wasn't a premium choice. Her ego didn't get boosted from that. And so buying premium, buyers actually like that. We all know that's true. We all like to buy expensive stuff, when we can, because we know that, it's an ego boost. Let's face it, let's be real here. So again, people who understand and recognize value, those are the customers that are going to be loyal. Those are the ones that, are not even going to consider an alternative, another competitor that's, lowers their price or whatever, don't even care because they're used to paying premium and they feel good about it. These are the same people that won't nickel and dime you, they're not going to try to micromanage whatever you're doing. If it's a service or product, not going to tell you how, to run your business, so to speak. They're going to trust that they paid a lot of money, and so they expect you to do your job. They're not going to complain over petty stuff. If they've got a great feeling about your company, they feel important, and they know they paid a lot of money for it. They're not going to complain, and they're basically going to give you a little bit of slack because they like you. Let's face it. If you're very happy with the company and they screw something up, are you more likely to, okay, I'll let it go, or, I'm not going to get that mad about it, versus a company that you could care less about and it's just a commodity, it's the phone company, whatever, and something goes wrong, yeah, you're mad and you're going to let them know it. So if we want to prevent that, that's another way and another benefit of premium pricing. And then, you think about sophisticated buyers. It goes back to the old adage that we all know, that you get what you pay for. And a sophisticated or successful buyer that can afford your product, they equate low price with low quality. You may be offering a fantastic product that's wonderful, will solve all their problems, but if you offer it at a price too low, they're going to look at it just like that Ferrari example and go, something's wrong. That must be low quality just because the price is low. So by marking our things at premium pricing levels, we're actually giving the confidence for the right buyers to come in. We're attracting the right people again. So bottom line with all of this, if we try to compete solely on price and we try to lower our price, and that's our big solution to sales, we're going to have a lot of problems. We're going to primarily, it's going to be attracting the wrong clients, the wrong customers that we don't want. And we're constantly going to be lowering our price and lowering our margins. It's going to cost us a ton of money, stress, frustration, time, and everything else trying to compete based upon price. So, I hope I've convinced you that, price is not one of those things that we should be competing on the low end of it. We should be competing on the high end of it. We want to be the premium choice in the marketplace, not the low price leader. So, of course, the question is how you do that. I'm going to do that in a separate video just because I don't want to take this too long, but hopefully you get the importance of competing on premium pricing versus low pricing. And I hope this was helpful today. So again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, we got new stuff coming out all the time. So please subscribe, rate, share, do all that YouTube-y stuff. And I will talk to you in the next video.